Yo, what's up, everybody? Hey, we back. Hey, welcome to Conversations with Cogee. We got my man on here doing it big. He crossed over with us, Mr. Wesley Jonathan. What's up, sir?
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, man? Miss Peaches.
I'm here with you guys.
Was he answering your questions right? Did your girls feel him?
Oh my goodness, yes. They've been killing my phone while we were on break. Oh man, you have even more fans. Well, they were your fans before, truth be told, but they're loving you even more now. And I just wanted to tell you that everybody really respects how you spoke about Denise and how much love love and respect that you show even, after you guys are
Yeah.
You're still friends, and I hope she knows that she has someone special too in you for the way that you speak about your guys' relationship and how you feel about it. I mean, that was really nice. So,
oh, right on. Thank you.
From a woman's point of view, that was really cool.
Wesley, you romantic, you.
Oh.
Nah,
you're a charmer.
I'm just speaking the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Definitely. Go ahead, Miss Peaches.
And then what else I just wanted to say is thank you very much for answering all my questions, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing out there and, the great work that you're doing and how you do stay under the radar, because there are so many kids watching, even when we don't think they're watching, and they believe everything they see and hear and see on TV. So we really appreciate all the good work you're doing.
Oh, man, I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, there it is.
All right now.
Wesley, let me ask you this. Do you feel that you're a role model? Break that down to me.
No, I definitely will do that. Let me see. To be honest, I am a role model. Just the thing is that, when you take on a job that's you're in the public eye, whether you like it or not, you got, young people looking up to you, or even your peers looking up to you, to be motivated and inspired. And, you take on the job of being a role model, whether you like it or not. You are human. You are going to make mistakes. Everyone does, you know what I mean? But you do take on the responsibility, to be a role model. I mean, you may not want to be, but that just comes to the territory of doing what we do as far as entertainers go. I mean, you don't say I want to be a doctor and then say, oh my God, I can't get bloody. That doesn't work. It doesn't go together. You have to get bloody if you're going to be a doctor and do surgery. I mean, depending upon what type of medicine you're involved with. But as an actor, if you're out there in television and film and commercials, and people are seeing you, young people are seeing you, and you make them laugh, or and they adore what you do, they're going to look up to you. So, whether you like it or not, you kind of take on the job of being a role model. So, do I consider myself a role model? Yeah, I don't like to really call myself that, but that it's just kind of inevitable. It's just kind of what it is. You know what I mean? There's no kind of way around it. Do I mind being a role model? Not necessarily. I mean, it adds a little kind of a type of pressure on you, because you feel like, I don't want to make mistakes, or I don't want to send the wrong example out there, but yet and still I'm grown and I am human, and you want to live. So you got to kind of figure out a good way to kind of balance that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, I would say that, I'm a role model.
There it is. All right. Way to break it in. Is that somebody's background?
Yeah, hold on one second.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, there it is. I want to ask you this, what I asked Megan when she was on. For the young people, man, that think they're going to just jump out on Chrome when they come to Hollywood, is it realistic to come here and just be an overnight success?
No, it is not. It is probably far few in between that happens to. Also, again, the time has changed now to where, I mean, nowadays you can do something as distasteful as making a sex tape. You can, I don't know, shoot someone, hop on a reality show, get drunk, maybe fight, and come up with a really cool, uncool saying that everybody is, saying or whatever, and become, it's a possibility. But I mean,
respect
again,
it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking for 15 minutes, that's probably right about now in this moment in time. it's very easy to get. 15 minutes, if you want it, it's there. But you know, on the wider spectrum, to just come to L.A. or California or New York or wherever these entertainment capitals may be, and to think that you're just going to just, you know, walk up into the city and be an overnight star, it's far, far, far-fetched. I mean, again, I'm a prime example. I've been grinding for, you know, 20-plus years, and I'm still have my struggles. I still fight these, you know, politics in the entertainment field. I'm still, I mean, I have friends that surpassed me, but it was because of the right place at the right time that I wasn't there and they were, or it was the cards that, you know, God gave them. I mean, you do what you do, and you're at where you're at, where you're supposed to be.
Right.
And, you know, so, you know, it's definitely not that kind of business. I mean, and, you know, kids, like, yeah, they do believe in everything they see and everything they read. This business is not, you know, as glamorous as we paint it as artists. You know, that's part of the whole showbiz. We have to paint it like it's all of that. There's so many stresses and hardships and dark places that this business can take you, and challenging your morale and your spirit and your soul of what is good, or what can I do, what should I do, does this contradict or is this hypocritical to what I really believe or what I study? I mean, you know, it really can weigh a toll on you, especially for women, especially for black women. I mean, the things that women have to go through in this business, you know, I really feel my heart goes out to the female species, you know, with this business. But I mean, you know, it's just not that kind of thing where you can come here and you're like, oh, all right, I made it, and you know, I can meet Wesley and he'll hook me up with an agent and put me on TV. It just doesn't work that way. It just, you know, I talk to kids all the time at high schools and junior highs and even in elementaries, and you got to explain to them it's not anything to where, hey, come here, I can just throw you on television, I can just throw you, you know, in a film. It just doesn't work that way, and you know, they have to understand it's a grind. It's a true grind, and you know, the grind. You know, the more things you do, yeah, okay, it gets easier in some way, shape, or form. But there's always a catch, man. There's always something.
You're definitely right. Let me ask you some real quick. I got two questions to ask you before I break you out. With a lot of the stuff that's in the news right now, where a lot of these youngsters are, they coming forth, man, talking about the molestation and all the things and how people came to them and all that. Now, you was in the game ever since you was a young buck. How did you dodge all that? Or did you run across some of that and you shunned it away? Have anybody ever came at you like it? I'm hearing it from so many young stars, man, from the people I know out there. Man, people in the Sharks came at them. How do you deal with that situation?
Well, again, you know, everybody's story is different, man.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, you have two things that I like. People kind of tend to fuse and get it blurry, but you have two different type of, you know, kid entertainers. You have the kids like me who were child actors, okay, and then you have child stars. I was, you know, I would say blessed now, looking back at it, that I was a child actor. I didn't start getting really recognized on the street, walking down the street. I mean, outside of my school, you know, and my close friends, but, you know, outside into the street when I was like 14. By this time, I was doing, you know, Sister, things of that nature, just getting the role in Panther, and then it started kind of getting out to where when I was walking on the street, I would get recognized. So I was a child actor, and the older I got, the more recognized I became. Okay. Now, when you're a child star, you know, you're dealing with your baby, and you know, everybody knows who you are, and you're 10 years old. Right. You know, that's a different kind of demon right there. You know, and it's a different kind of situation. And again, you're parenting. You know, if your parents have a weak foundation as a unit, then it's going to trickle down to you. And what I mean by that is that if you are a 10-year-old and you've made $1 million on this hit film, your parents are going through their own adult stuff and fighting for the money or the position of the stage father, stage mother, and the cheating, you know, going on in their own adult lives. It's going to trickle down to you, and then it's going to trickle on down to you being an adolescent, 13, and now you're going through puberty and you experimenting in the drugs, and then, yeah, you're going to have a kind of a weak foundation to where you will have execs and things that powers, that are, top kind of maybe, hey,
Yeah.
you do a favor for a favor.
Right.
It exists.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But how I stayed away from it was, I don't know about staying away from it. It just never came at me because I guess of my story. Everybody's story is different. My story was, I was a child actor. I went to school. I got out of school. My mom picked me up, or I walked home and went on an audition immediately after school, 2 or 3 of them. And when I got the role, I would be absent from school. I was on school on the set. No teachers ever, came at me like that on the set. Or,
right.
I never got that. I never dealt with that. Did I see it done, or did I hear about stories like that? Yeah, of course. But me personally, it never happened that way. I was really, really, as a kid. Once I saw myself on TV for the first time. Well, I should say not even that. But once I went to school the next day after being on television, and the response that I got from my classmates and everything, I was instantly addicted. I didn't care about anything else but the next job. I was just really focused as a kid. I was an old soul even as a child, man, and all I could see was, in my mind, being bigger than Michael Jackson in any way, shape, or form that I could do it.
Right.
Of course, that was me being a kid dreaming big, you know what I mean? I didn't dream about having one, as I would call it, a boat, but a yacht. I would think about having 5 yachts. I would think about, not having a mansion. I would think about having 10 mansions. I dreamed big as a child. So
right.
I didn't really get caught up into kind of, I don't know, other things that a lot of my friends did. I was a late bloomer, man. I started doing things late as far as experimenting and alcohol and things. I didn't do it like a normal kid would do, where it's like 15 years old walking around smoking weed. It came late for me. I left school and got out of school before I started playing around with those kind of things. And by that time, I was an adult enough to know where it's like, all right, it's not all what it's cracked up to be. Get back to being focused. You're going to do things in life. But,
I
don't know. It's upbringing, man. My mom was a tough cookie, man. My mom was my dad, so she was everything, and she didn't play, man. She just didn't play at all.
That's cool, man.
She told me at a young age to program me. She says, watch, your friends are, having babies at 14, 16 years old. You'll see what their life is going to turn out to be. How rough it's going to be. You got time. Take your time, man. And get out there, get focused, and get a head start, because you're gonna be 50 before you know it. Trust me.
Right.
So I would listen to those things.
Yeah, I hear you. And you know what? That was a great answer you gave me when you said, if your parents are grounded and your parents got you covered and they focusing on keeping you safe and keeping you straight, you can be okay in Hollywood. You're definitely right on that, because
yes, you can.
People don't come at strong kids; they come at the weak ones, man. You know what I'm saying?
They do. They do. They do the ones that are. And then here's the thing. You got people who are worth millions of dollars, and when they're operating the machine from a television show to a movie, they can see the kid and how messed up the kid is naturally, and then they can see the parenting. So you're an easy target. Parents. I hear parents all the time. I don't want my kid in the industry because I don't want my kid to be, drugged out and messed up. And it's like, well, it starts with you.
Right.
It really does. It's not about the kid. It starts with you and what you instill in this child. You know what I mean? And a bad seed is a bad seed. But at the end of the day, for the most part, it's you. It starts out with you. And if you're jacked up from the core, from the root, if your root is jacked up, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a weak tree. It ain't going to happen.
There it is. You definitely right on that. But before I break you out, my brother, you've been on fire, and I'm loving your conversation. What you got going on, man? What can these people expect to see you in? What can we support you in? What you got going on?
All right, here we go. First and foremost, right now, the most important thing, everybody in the L.A. area, you know what I'm saying? Because right now it's the only city that we're playing Dysfunctional Friends in versus New York. New York, we played there for a week, but we did extremely well number-wise with Dysfunctional Friends at the AMC City Walk, Universal City. It's still in the theaters. Get there. If you don't want to see this movie, which you should, and support this black film, to support black cinema and the continuation of it,
right.
I don't care what you see. You can see Safe House, Smurfs.
Yeah.
You can see whatever movie you want to see, but make sure you buy Dysfunctional Friends ticket.
There it is. Yeah, definitely.
This movie I'm in, I associate produced along with Megan Good, who's producing her thing now and doing her producer thing now, and it's really important to support this film. And it's really good. I'm not just saying because I'm in it. I'm probably the hardest critic upon my work, but this movie was something I'm proud to talk about, which is why I'm on the radio. Because if it wasn't, then I wouldn't mention it.
Right.
But that's first and foremost. Dysfunctional Friends out right now, and then later on down the line, from now it'll be probably on DVD, which will explode and promoting again. But stand by for that. March of this year, I did a play for David E. Talbert, who's a phenomenal playwright. It's called What Goes Around Comes Around. And it was shot last year, and it's going to be on BET sometime in March, so look out for that. It stars myself, Reagan Gomez, who is also in Dysfunctional Friends, Tony Rock, Tico Wells, a.k.a. Choir Boy from the Five Heartbeats. A really, really great cast and a great story that's going to be on BET. It's called What Comes Around Goes Around. It's a stage play, but shot like a TV show. Also, in April, I have a feature film coming out called Bud's House. This film stars myself, Faison Love, and Linnell, the comedian Linnell. And it's a interesting little film. I'll just say that. So look out for that in April 20th to be exact. Hint, hint. Bud's House. And then later on in 2012, later in the year, probably around fall, I have a 3D dance movie coming out called Kobu, C-O-B-U, Kobu 3D. And this film was written by the writers of Step Up, the original Step Up film starring Channing Tatum. This movie is my first 3D experience. It's a $17 million budget. It stars myself and Derek Hoff of Dancing with the Stars, who won like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, this white guy is, a phenomenal dancer. It's his first time acting, at this magnitude. And we actually play brothers. And no, he's white and I'm black, but the history of it is like he grew up in the same household as me, and we're from New Orleans. And it's a really good story or whatever. And I'm excited about that because I've really never seen myself in 3D format. And we shot that in Toronto, Canada. So those are a few of the things that I got coming out this year. Okay. Also, I don't want to speak too much on it to jinx it, but I just shot a pilot. It's an untitled pilot. Cedric the Entertainer. It's his show. It's a spinoff of Hot in Cleveland. I play Cedric the Entertainer as a little brother on there, and it's me, Cedric the Entertainer, or Cedric the Entertainer, me, and Niecy Nash. Okay. And it's a really, really great show, but it's going to be on TV land if we get the graces of a pickup. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed for that. I'll be on TV again with another series.
I got you, man. Definitely, my fingers are crossed. Before I let you go, but real quick, Miss Carnetta Jones, let's speak on that.
Oh man, Carnetta's like the family friend of many years. She's a wonderful actress, and she's over the years every now and then will coach me, she's Megan, and Megan's acting coach, and give me pointers and tips on calls and auditions. When we were younger as kids growing up. Mm-hmm. So I've known Carnetta the same amount of time I've known Megan. So I would say a good minimum 12 years, maximum 15. We grew up all together as far as her giving us pointers and auditions, and just a family friend. I love her dearly, and that's a big reason why I'm doing this interview now, because she hit me to you in the radio station.
Oh, yeah. And I definitely, like I said, man, I appreciate you doing it. I know you're a busy guy, man, and you got a lot going on. And, hey, we got your girl Fabiola come in a minute, man.
Oh, yeah. I heard she was a guest coming in there, too, man. That's what's up, man. Give her my love. I don't know if she's there yet, but, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fabiola definitely going to put it down, man. Let's do this real quick. Hold on. Let her in for a minute. Fabiola, what's up, baby?
How you guys doing? How you feeling out there?
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing
What's up,
great.
Fab?
It's Wesley.
Hey, Wesley. Long
what's
time
up, girl?
no
How are
speak.
you? Yeah, right on. I hear it. So you do your thing.
Yeah,
I'm doing fantastic. I can't complain.
I heard that. Hey, we heard you doing fantastic, and we're going to jump right into that. But I wanted Wesley to give you some love before he broke out. He said you was girl, so, hey, I had to let y'all holler.
Right on. And you have a great show and great interview, and I'll see you soon.
Wesley, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, Cogee.
Okay, man.
All right, Wesley, take care.
All right, take it
easy.
All
right, now. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right. So, everybody, this is Miss Fabiola, but check us out. We're going to take a break for a minute, and we're going to come right back in, and she's going to let us know about the red carpet, what happened at the Grammys and everything. She's doing it big, y'all. Y'all want to miss it, all right? It's Conversations with Cogee, and we'll be right back.
And now, back to Conversations with Cogee.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Cogee. Welcome back to Conversations with Cogee. Hey, we doing it big today. My man Wesley Jonathan put it down for us, and I do appreciate him. But right now we got Miss Fabiola. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing out there?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Hey, check this out. You was real busy this weekend on that red carpet, huh?
Oh, man, I was so busy. I actually covered the event that Whitney Houston was at on Thursday for the Love of R&B Grammy official party. She walked down the red carpet with her daughter, Bobby Christina, and she was fine. She was having a good time, laughing and joking, smiling for the cameras and the paparazzi. She didn't stop to talk to anybody, but at the end of the night, she came out with bruises and blood on her legs. So we don't know what went down inside of there.
Oh, wow. Check this out. Let's do this. You got a great website. Let's give them your website so people can be checking it out. You know why I'm talking to you, because we got a lot to, dip in on.
Absolutely. You can check out my website at www.justtfab.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at JustTheFab.
Okay, there it is. So Fabiola, let me ask you this: what was it like? What was the whole aura like during the whole weekend after everybody heard about Whitney?
Well, just seeing her on the red carpet and being 2 feet from her was really an amazing feeling. When she got on the red carpet, it was like people went crazy, the paparazzi went crazy. You knew the diva was in the building,
right?
So she came on the carpet, she joked, she smiled, she laughed, she waved, she blew kisses. She was just really happy and in her element. And the tone of the energy, everyone was just really sad the rest of the weekend after the news broke out that she had passed away. And you could see people really didn't know if they should be happy or if they should feel sad. It was kind of like a guilty feeling to go on and join the Grammy festivities.
Right. Where was you at when you heard it?
I actually had to pull over. I was driving, and I was checking my tweets while I was at a stoplight. I know I'm bad. I'm on the phone while I'm driving. And I saw all, people were saying this can't be true. No, no, no. And I saw that Whitney had passed. And, of course, somebody dies on Twitter every week.
Right.
So I thought it was just another Twitter death. But it turns out it was the real thing, and I just literally pulled over and had to catch my breath because I was in such a shock. I wasn't ready for that news.
Right. So what would you remember about that night? Like you said, when you said you seen her come down the red carpet and she was smiling, but just right now, us talking about her, what's the first thing that pops in your head? What do you picture right now?
When I first saw her, I just saw she looked me right dead in my eye. And she just had really good energy. She was happy. She looked like she was happy. She was with her daughter. Her and her daughter were holding hands. They really seemed like they had a really strong bond. And that's what I'm really worried about in this time. Because, as we know, Bobby Christina was rushed to the hospital on 2 occasions after she heard that her mom passed away. And she was actually in the building, in the hotel, and the cops wouldn't let her see the dead body. So she's definitely going through a lot. We definitely need to keep her in our prayers.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. But were they really close?
Well, I think the relationship got better after things ended between her and Bobby. On the red carpet, they seemed really close. They seemed like they were really bonded. They were holding hands, walking the carpet. So there was a lot of love there. Of course, they had their ins and outs, but you could definitely see that there was a lot of love there.
Right. What about Bobby? Have you got to talk to him yet?
No, we haven't seen Bobby. He actually just touched down in L.A. yesterday, and it was just chaotic and just mayhem at LAX when he touched down. But, thankfully he came to be by Bobby Christina's side, and, the family's in fear of a suicide watch. Yeah. So she really needs a support system right now in this tough time. Yeah,
she definitely does. But you know what? I think that, man, people are really bashing Bobby right now. I mean, the news is, everybody's saying it's his fault, and I'm seeing it in the different tabloids and stuff. What's your take on that?
Right now people are just in still a shock mode of what happened, right. And we lost voice. And I love what Oprah said. Oprah said something so beautiful about Whitney. She said every time you heard Whitney sing, you heard a piece of God. And that's just such a beautiful statement. She just always will be known as the voice. And I think people just heard that the voice is gone.
Yeah.
The voice is gone. So people just blaming everybody. But I mean, they had a very fiery marriage and a fiery relationship. So, you know, he was just a bad boy, and he's always going to get the blame. But at the end of the day, they both were responsible for what happened.
Right. But even with Ralph Tresvant, like he said, America felt like that Bobby took their little angel away. But people didn't know her personally, you know, as far as just saying, come on, y'all. I mean, she's human. Don't put her on this pedestal right there. She's human. I mean, what's your take on that?
You know, she fell prey to her vice. You know, God gave her this beautiful gift of that voice, but she had her demons was love. You know, she failed that love, and it just took and got the best of her. Celine Dion was quoted saying that she was just around the bad environment, the wrong people, and she really just, it affected her motherhood, it affected her marriage, it affected her whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely right on that. But on the red carpet, who are some of the people that really touched you with some of the things that they said to you that you interviewed about Whitney?
You know, people just really I think Kelly Rowland just almost was in tears about what happened and how she was feeling, and she really had to compose herself. It's a very touching moment because she really opened up the door. And, you know, I was kind of offended at the Grammys that Chris Brown didn't acknowledge her in his speech. Adele went up there 6 times, and not one time did she thank Whitney Houston for her contributions to music.
Right.
Chris Brown, you know, if it wasn't for Whitney Houston, people wouldn't be interested in the voice of singers.
Yeah.
You know, she really gave people a reason to really want to hear the voice of a woman. And I was really offended that no one really acknowledged her, and I didn't feel like they gave enough respect and paid enough homage to her at the Grammys. What do you think?
No, you know what? I agree with you, and I'm glad. Thank you for asking me and reversing that back to me. I agree with you. That's why in the 5th hour coming up, I'm doing like my whole hour, you know, tribute to Whitney. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it to the person that changed the game in music. I mean, I had somebody ask me, you know, last night, they're like, man, why you going to do that to her? She was this, she was that. Look, man, look. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear no negativity. You know what I'm saying? We going to talk about the good person. We're going to talk about the songbird. We're going to talk about the songs that made you feel good when they came on. Not no negativity. I think the press is already beating her up and doing enough of that right now that I'm not going to do that on my show. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like you said about with Chris Brown and a lot of people that was on her, it was my take on it. I don't know if they was in shock where they just forgot, because half of them, when they was doing their interviews, they was just, I don't know, it was a weird aura over the Grammys to me. I mean, a real weird aura. You know, I didn't see people really rocking out and having fun. It just like everybody was just stunned to me.
Well, another thing that really upset me is that regardless of what they're saying that Whitney would have wanted the Clive Davis party to continue, Whitney died at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. That's where her body was, and the party was actually going on. Celebrities were on the red carpet as they were removing the body from the hotel. So, I mean, to even just fathom that you're in the hotel that Whitney's dead body is still being transported out of, I thought that was just bad taste.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that they allowed things to continue. I felt like they should have rescheduled or canceled it. Yes, she may have wanted the music to go on, but the fact that her body was still in the same building and they were removing it at the time of the show,
right?
It just brings a bad taste, and I find it to be quite disrespectful.
Very disrespectful, and I agree with you. I also felt like the whole thing should have been canceled.
Absolutely.
And just rescheduled. But you know, I mean, I don't know. It's still a shock to me, you know. And like this person asked me, they was like, without saying no names, they was like, well, I mean, why is it a shock to you and you so shocked when you know what she was doing? But that's still a soul. That's still a person. I don't even want to deal with that negativity. You know what I'm saying? When a person asks me, like I told him, look, man, if you had a bad mother and I knew your mother, if you called me and said, hey, man, my mother just passed away, and I knew she beat you and treated you wrong and all that, but she was very nice to me, I'm going to look at her like, man, I'm sorry she passed away, and I'm sorry that she used to beat you and stuff, but I'm going to still remember the nice person that treated me nice. I brought something nice to my life. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what nobody is basically doing. Like this morning, I was putting my stuff on. I was watching the news, and they just was playing all the clips from Barbara Walters. And, you know, when Whitney said, well, if it's a drug dealer out there, I mean, bring me the receipt. Why does that matter?
Right.
Why are you playing that? She had good interview. Where's all the good interviews she had with people, you know, where she was positive, where she was upbeat? Why ain't they playing?
Why aren't they playing?
It's just sad. It's sad. I mean, let me ask you this. A lot of stuff that go on the red carpet, and, you know, I know we see a lot from the TV and it make it look glamorous. How much stuff go on the red carpet where you just really got to shake your head to yourself and be like, is that right?
So many things, because you get to see people live in their real element.
Yeah.
And, you know, people always, they're really on, and sometimes they come on high or drunk. And I was actually on a red carpet where Timbaland came on the red carpet, and he was just high or cracked up on something, and he couldn't even stand straight. He was shaking and, you know, not slurring at his words. So you get him in all kinds of different situations, and you get the instant reaction right there. There's no time to Photoshop or to edit what they say when they say it instantly right at that moment live.
Right. What do you think about all the power they putting behind Kim Kardashian? I mean, here we got a lot of other black stars, mixed stars, white stars. What do you think about this whole movement, what they putting behind her?
I think the public is fascinated behind her celebrity, and I think she has a team behind her. She has a machine, and that Kris Jenner boy, she learned a lot from her ex-husband, her late husband. She learned the business of Hollywood, and that's what's keeping her going. And even despite the backlash from the 72-day marriage, people still want to see her. She's still most talked about. She's still relevant. She still gets paid thousands of dollars just to tweet one thing. So she has a strong fan base, and people are loyal to her, and they want to see her.
Wow.
So that's what keeps her going.
Right.
People are just fascinated by her brand.
Yeah, you definitely
They like that ass.
Yeah, definitely. Basically. Miss Peaches, chime in real quick.
I'm sorry?
I'm enjoying your guys' conversation. I really agree with a lot of things that Fabiola has been talking about, and you as well, Cogee. I think there is just too much emphasis put on I don't know, little things, and really great talent does go to waste. Unfortunately, it's not as highly publicized, or you don't get all those fans.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
it's unfortunate. And yeah, just to speak about the Grammys, I am in total agreement with you guys. I was a little shocked that hardly anybody was saying anything, and I'm also with you, Cogee. It was just a really weird feeling. People didn't seem like they were all together there. I was happy that, you know, a songbird like Adele, you know, she did bring another, she brought back music, you know, where there's so many gimmicks and so much flash and
auto-tune.
Yeah, and all of that. It was nice just to have somebody who could bring back to the soul of music, and I did appreciate that, but I just wish there would have been more accolades given to Whitney Houston, because she changed so many lives. Not only she changed children, all children, every color, every ethnicity lives. She broke color barriers even in her day and age. Yeah. Many color barriers. She was America's sweetheart. So there's just so much more to Whitney that she embodies so much to me. That's my opinion. I feel like she means so much to us as a society.
There it is. Let me ask Fabiola this.
What upset me is that Adele went on that stage 6 times and received 6 awards, and not one time did she pay respects to Whitney Houston.
No, I know. I agree with you. I said I wish that she would have, but I do appreciate that a person who she doesn't have any gimmicks or, you know, no big flashing light stage scenes or anything like that. She just is her voice. That they did, you know, that the fans do love that she was able to get some, you know, recognition for being a great singer.
Yeah.
Right.
There it is. Let me ask you this, Fabiola. Do you feel like that a lot of the young singers right now, and I just asked Wesley the same question, and I'm going to ask you the same question because you right there in the heart of it. Do you feel like they are trying to be legends now? Are they just entertainers? Are they just performers? Are they still going for legendary status like Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin, Whitney, Etta James and up? Do you feel like singers are falling in that category anymore?
Honestly, no. When you have people like Amber Rose who can basically put out a record on iTunes and call herself having a mixtape, and it's basically she has two new songs out called Fame and Reloaded, and basically it's just computerized. There's no voice, there's no song. People, and that's what Whitney Houston did for music. She gave people the chance to hear real music. She was called the voice for a reason. Right. Nowadays, things don't necessarily have to have a voice. Most artists are gimmicks. Most artists are just dancers. There's no real talent behind it. Yeah. You have people who are just superstars like Beyonce. Other than Beyonce, most of them, people are more interested in their lifestyle and more interested in them as a brand rather than their actual talent.
Right. You're definitely right. Who are some of the people that impress you right now that you really intrigued by?
I'm really intrigued by Rihanna, honestly. I wouldn't say she's the best vocally, but I'm intrigued by just the brand and her persona. The bad girl versus it's the good girl versus the bad girl energy that she brings to the table, and she's fearless. Mm-hmm. She's not afraid to be caught with a song on and caught smoking weed. Not that we're promoting that, but she's fearless in her attitude, mm-hmm. and she's fearless in terms of who she is and defining herself. She's almost like a rebel.
Right.
And I think that's what fascinates the public about Rihanna, and that's why she's always maintained that relevancy.
Right. What do you think about Nicki Minaj?
I think Nicki Minaj, she's very talented in terms of her skills as a rapper. Whether she writes her own music, that we're still waiting for that to be determined. But I think that she came up with a brand and a gimmick to keep people mesmerized by her or talking about her. The fact that she came to the Grammys with the Pope and the outfit that she had on, she clearly was trying to upstage Lady Gaga, who came in an egg last year. I'm sure you guys remember when Lady Gaga arrived at the Grammys inside of an egg.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that it's becoming a battle of who can outdo each other between her and Lady Gaga. Nicki Minaj, they just continue to keep people talking about them. And that's how you stay relevant in this market, in this industry.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. A singer like Keisha Cole, how strong she can sing, do you think that she's going to make legendary status, somebody like her?
Honestly, I like Keisha Cole, and I think that she's very talented, and she has she's a talented girl, but do I think that she was eventually going to get onto a Beyonce status? Honestly, no. Yeah. I don't think she has that star quality, that star appeal, that world crossover appeal that Beyonce brings to get to that status. Mm-hmm. Do I think she's talented? Absolutely.
Right, me too.
But does she have that star quality that Rihanna, that Beyonce, that Nicki Minaj, that those women possess? No, I don't think she does.
Right. And you know what, from you being on the carpet, what does it take if you was talking to a young artist out there right now that want to get in the game? What does it take to be on a Beyonce and, like you said, Nicki Minaj, and what does it take to be on that status?
Well, I would definitely say to build your own brand, right now because of social media and the platform that social media gives. Right. It's limitless to what you can do and what you can become. You have YouTube, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have all of these avenues to really promote yourself and market whatever it is that you do well to the world. Right. And back in the day, you used to have to hire an agent or a manager or somebody to get you out there, where now you can pretty much put yourself out there. Justin Bieber got discovered on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
Nicki Minaj got discovered on MySpace.
Yeah.
So I feel like social media really gives people an avenue to create and control their own destiny. So my advice to young people out there is to dream big and bigger.
That's right. You definitely right on that. So let's talk about your website. Tell the people about the website. What can they expect? And what's some of the gossip is going on right now? What's some of the hot topics?
Just the Fab is a daily website where you can get your entertainment, news, and gossip. We also showcase new talent as well as new videos and new music. We talk about beauty and fashion, who's wearing what, and who's Fab you and who's Fab you not. And we also try to provide inspiration. We're starting an inspiration column where we can give you inspiring quotes, inspiring videos, things to keep you going in this tough world. So you get the best of everything.
There it is. And you know what? You looked very beautiful on your pictures. You looked very beautiful.
Thank you very much. Definitely go on to Fabiola Ferere on Facebook to see pictures of me with Brian McKnight, Faith Evans, Eva Pigford, Tiana Taylor, Lenny Kravitz, Kenny Lattimore, Kelly Price, all on the red carpet. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter at JustTheFab for all your celebrity news and updates.
There it is. I mean, that definitely. So I want to thank you for being on the show today. You've been definitely great.
Thank you for having me, and it was really nice talking to you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for all your celebrity news and updates at JustTheFab. And we'll see you soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we will support you. And like I said, whenever you got something hot coming up, hey, you want to put it through, give me a call and come on the show and let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
All right. I appreciate you, Fabiola.
Have a good one.
All right. You have a good one, too. All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. There it is, everybody. It was Miss Fabiola. Hey, she's doing it big on that red carpet out there in L.A. Y'all definitely check out her website. Hey, support the lady. She's working hard for the people, bringing the stories, you know what I'm saying, and keeping it real. And, you know, hey, that ain't too often nowadays, but she's keeping it real and giving us the story, all right? So much love to y'all, and check us out. We're going into our 5th hour coming up, and this next 5th hour, hey, it's all about Miss Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it big. We're going to play some songs. We're going to hear some interviews. And we're going to also talk about the whole situation. So don't touch that dial, and we'll be right back. And like I said, Fabiola put it down. Thank you, baby. We appreciate you. So we'll be right back. This is Conversations with Cogee.
You're seconds away from Conversations with Cogee.